TJ, do you consider John Harbaugh an all-time head coach?
All-time, like, one of the greatest head coach ever?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. He's a very, 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 very good coach. Very consistent coach. One of the best of this era of coaches, him, Mike Tomlin. But one of the greatest, no, man. I say this for a couple reasons. Even though he's very consistent and he keeps the Ravens relevant, 1 Super Bowl win and 1-3 in AFC Championship games. So the big game that gets you to the chip, you're 1-3. And you only have 1 appearance with 1 win, which is great. But to be considered an all-time great, you have to have those multiple championships. Like, even in this era, Belichick and Andy Reid. So if you're not the top 2 in this era, you can't be considered an all-time great. He's had 2 eras of teams with Flacco and Lamar. And like I said, he's always in the playoffs, always handles his teams tremendously. But when you want to talk about great, you got to win the big games. Not only you have to win the big games, you have to win the games leading to those big games. And you're 1-3. Like, Marv Levy is 4-0. He got 4 Super Bowl losses, but
Marv Levy all time?
You could consider him. I mean, if you're going to consider Harbaugh, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't consider neither. But if you're going to consider Harbaugh, there's a few guys in those eras, the Bill Cowers, the Tony Dungy's, who was 2-2 in the AFC Championships with the Colts. Even Marty Schottenheimer, he 1-2. He got 1 Super Bowl appearance, but he didn't win it. So there's a few coaches in there that are right there in.
You're saying they're great, they're just not all time.
Yeah, they're not all time. Great coach, but not all time.
Okay.
Right. I'm with TJ on the big no.
Big no.
Yeah, but
Capital no.
Capital N, capital O, with 3 exclamation marks at the end of that motherfucker.
Woo!
Like, you can't have 1 Super Bowl and be all time.
Yeah.
There's too many Bill Belichick's out there. You know what I'm saying? You just can't do it. And shit, he coached for 18 years. You went to the playoffs 12 times. Bro, you didn't go 6 times. 30% of the time, you ain't even go to the playoffs. You can't be all time like that, in my opinion. So it's coaches with 2 Super Bowl wins. A lot of them, they can't even be all time because it's this list. Bill with 6, Chuck Noll with 4, Andy with 3, Bill Walsh with 3, and Joe Gibbs with 3. Those are all time.
Yes, sir.
You got to be measured by the championships. You are a coach. You don't touch the field. Your stat is Super Bowls. That's your stat. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. Y'all got 1 stat. How many chips you got, bro? They sit in this circle. They don't talk about shit. I got more home wins than you. They don't talk like that. Motherfucker, what? Jerry said he wanted to retire being what?
All time.
I want the most Super Bowls on here. I want the most NFC championship appearances. Fuck that. He want the most chips. Head coaches, owners, that's what they want. Yeah. So if you don't get you 3, you can't be all time because there's guys out there with 3 and 4 and 6.
In a shorter time period too.
Yeah,
within
18 years is a long time.
Yeah, that's 18.
Yeah, I'm on board with both those guys. I don't think he's an all-time coach yet. I think there's an emphasis on the yet, though, because he is a great coach. I mean, he made that jump from college to the NFL in 1998, goes 10 years with the Eagles as a special teams coordinator, DB coach, and then boom, 2008, handed the keys to the Baltimore Ravens, and he's done some good things since he's been there, man. 180 regular season wins, that's top 15 all time. You got six division titles, you got 4 AFC championship appearances, and then, you know, at the pinnacle of our sport, you won a Super Bowl. He does have a Super Bowl under his belt, but I'm with you. He's not with the Belichicks and some of the coaches at the top, even the Shulas I'll throw in there as well, Lombardi, some of those guys. I agree with that, Bill Walsh. But I say yet because he's still got time to get there. Who knows what it's going to look like? I think where he goes next is very important. He still has couple of years left, and I mean, he could coach 10, 15 more years if he wants to in the NFL, so could he potentially get there? I don't know, maybe we come back for season 10 of the Arena Gridiron and have the same conversation about
if he got 3,
if Harbaugh,
he'll be all time.
Yeah, right. And he's already got 1.
If he got 2, he'll be a great coach.
Yeah, so, you know, and if he goes to another organization to where they surround him with great talent, and he implicates the same leadership qualities that he had in Baltimore to this organization.
I mean, he had great.
Who says he can't go on a little bit of a run and get a couple more and then get into that conversation?
Yeah, right now you're not top 15.
But no, not right now. No.
You don't even make the finals in track.
It's top 15, even like the top 15, that ain't all time.
Yeah.
You're talking about this now.
Yeah, Skip, how you feeling?
I'm going to quadruple down with 10 exclamation points on this. To the point, I'm going to go farther than you guys went. I'm going to say a little overrated and overhyped right now, given what you said. Everybody's saying, John Harbaugh,
Yeah.
we want John. Well, everybody says he's the hottest candidate in the history of the National Football League. Baloney. Let's look at what actually happened with John Harbaugh. So he did walk in the door, as Cody points out, as the former special teams coach of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
And he inherits a team with 3 Hall of Famers on defense named Ray Lewis and my guy Terrell Suggs that we had on the show recently, and Ed Reed. They're on their latter legs, not last legs, but latter legs. They also had Haloti Ngata in the middle of that defensive line, and he was just a perennial Pro Bowl stud he was a difference maker. So 2012, they go on a run. They go up to your favorite place, Mile High, both your favorite places, and they got a little lucky. Maybe they got a lot lucky, and they have a Hail Flacco. Remember that?
Yep.
And they stole one from out from under you guys and from Peyton, and it got them to New England, and they went up and kicked Tom's ass. They did, and it was 28-13 because of that defense. And I give you that, but that Super Bowl with his brother came down to a pass play to one of your favorite all-time receivers, Michael Crabtree, and I thought it was blatant pass interference.
Your
We
best
could go
buddy.
back and forth, but do you remember the throw Kaepernick to Crabtree?
I do.
And I just thought he got interfered with, but they're not going to call that, whatever. And yet, that's how close that game was. And then I think TJ made the point. Then for the next 5 years, John Harbaugh misses the playoffs. The Ravens missed the playoffs, but John was the head coach. To your point again, 6 of 13 years since that Super Bowl, they have missed the playoffs, to Aqib's point. 4-7 in the postseason since the Super Bowl, but he got saved because in 2018, out of the football heavens, thanks to Ozzie Newsome, last pick in the first round of the draft, comes Lamar. And it just puts you back on the map, because all he did over those years was he easily could have won 3 MVPs, and you scoffed at that the other day, but that's how good he is, right? And stats are stats, regular season. I got it. But he showed you 3 full seasons of MVP caliber performance. It's hard to find, man. You just can't. That's all time to me. That's cinch Hall of Fame stuff. I can't defend the postseason yet. What's Lamar now in the postseason? He's 3-5. Well, guess who his head coach was? So Lamar takes all this crap for being 3-5 in the postseason. Well, the head coach was John Harbaugh.
Yep.
Okay, shouldn't John share the blame?
Yeah.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Okay, hell yeah. Okay, so I look at John Harbaugh. Look at this last year. Why was he fired? They were the preseason Super Bowl favorite. No favorite has missed the playoffs. I pointed this out that day on the show, since Tom Brady got hurt game 1 of 2008. Okay, so it's been 17 years since that happened. The Ravens went 3-6 at home. Lamar was hurt. We get it. But to me, John Harbaugh, you know, quarterbacks sort of get discounted occasionally as game managers. I think John, as a coach, was a great game manager as far as just kind of an overseer. Look at his defensive assistants and coordinators.
Yep.
He had Rex Ryan. He had Vic Fangio. He had Chuck Pagano. He had Dean Pease. He had Wink Martindale.
Yeah.
Well, he's picking really good. I'm not sure John could have coached the defense like that.
Seattle recently, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Mike
and then
McDonald.
Mike
Mike
McDonald.
McDonald
Yeah,
was there.
okay.
Yeah,
We could
before he
just
left.
keep going. Leslie Frazier was there. Jesse Minter was there as a
Yep.
kid,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so he knows how to hire. We get that. He knows how to oversee. But as a hands-on football coach, man, he was in the right place at the right time to inherit that defense, and then in 2018, that quarterback.
I mean,
Right?
I feel like that's part of it, though. If you the head coach, guys you put in place to coordinate, that's
Yeah.
part of your skill.
Okay, it is.
You know what I'm saying? The guys
Yeah.
you draft to lead your franchise, he picked Flacco. You know what I'm saying? Ozzie Newsome said he was picking me. I remember sitting in front of Ozzie Newsome. If you there at this pick, we picking you. They got to that pick, I'm like, oh, I'm finna go to the Ravens. Joe Flacco. I said, oh, shit.
Really? They took Joe
Oh,
Flacco?
shit. They picked
Wow.
Flacco. I thought he was finna pick me.
Well, that was a smart move by them, right?
It was a great move. They won the Super Bowl with it, right?
Hey, but you got
Hey, they won
Super Bowl.
They won the
out of
Super
it.
Bowl with
Yeah.
it. That's my point. Like Harbaugh probably had something to do with that. This kid right here, man, he could lead our show. Shit, then you come back, you pick Lamar. That
I
ain't
still
just
think that-
Ozzie. I feel like the head coach got a lot to do with the guys we drafted,
'Cause
especially in the first round.
Ozzie's all time, man.
Man, I mean,
He is.
especially the first round pick, the head coach gonna have his fingerprints
Especially when
all
you've
over
been
this.
tenured for a long time. When you've been there
Exactly.
for a while, when they got to the Lamar pick, I don't want to
Right.
take credit away from Ozzie, but I'm sure he did have some.
Man, he got a lot to do with the guys he's put in place, yeah? Just to get Lamar. And who gonna coordinate him? The coordinators you bring in for Lamar, like, man, that's a skill to me. So I feel like he do a good job. But when we talk all time, that list can't be 20 guys long.
No.
So you guys are all capital N on
hell
this,
no.
but there's 8 teams right now that need a head coach.
Yeah.
Would you still put Harbaugh at the top of that interviewing list, or none of you? Are you guys saying no?
At the interviewing list, yeah, absolutely. I think every team should
Who's the
interview
top
him.
prospect right now, as far as you're concerned, head coach wise?
B. Flores.
I
man.
agree.
Yeah,
You going Flores?
I think
Okay, over Harbaugh.
Yeah, I think Flores.
Agree.
Yeah, I'm going B.
Because I
Flores.
know a lot of teams right. The talk of the town right now is that John's. Everybody wants him.
Everything.
Yeah, no, that's why I said the
I
interview.
just know the locker room. The locker room don't respect B. Flores.
Not saying that he's going to be
Yeah.
their first candidate, but he absolutely should be in some of those interview processes, probably all of them, just to see if he would be a fit for the organization. Now, I don't know if they want to take a chance on him, but you know you're getting stability. You know you're getting a guy that can build a culture in a locker room, who's been there before, who's won
Yeah.
a Super Bowl.
Maybe he just
I
needs
do
a
like
fresh start.
Flores, though. I think Flores is going to Baltimore would be a great
I think
pickup for the Ravens.
Vance Joseph needs a shot too.
Yeah.
What he's
Yeah.
done with Denver's defense and his first lead,
like Vance.
his first tenure in Denver. I think that quarterback situation was up and down,
Was.
and we all know you need a quarterback in this league. So
Yeah.
he gets somewhere where he can, give off some of that responsibility to a nice offensive coordinator, get a good talented young quarterback in there, or a solid vet.
Are you sure he wasn't or isn't a better coordinator than a head
Some guys are just better
They are.
coordinators, Skip. You know that
Agreed.
some
Yeah.
guys, but
It's
I
hard to
think
know.
Vance
Yeah.
is a bona fide leader of men. I think he's respected in the locker room by guys, and I think he's a head coach in this league. Now that's still to be determined, but I think he deserves another shot. I like to see him.
Well, speaking of good offensive coordinators and better than they were as
Yeah, I
head
agree.
coach,
I agree.
let's